I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
I'm gonna get you, Sucka. It's interesting. The movie, what I didn't know was the movie was never supposed to see the light of day. The studio I made the movie with had a video deal, and they had to make a certain amount of movies to fulfill the video deal. And I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka was one of those movies. I didn't know this, but I made the film, and it came time to release the film, and I was so upset by the materials that I saw because I just felt like, you know, it was almost like I felt like they were trying to sabotage the film. But I said to the head of distribution, I said, I don't know where I got the balls, but I said to him, I said, you can't kill this movie. I said, I don't care what you do. I said, here's what you don't understand. I said, there hasn't been a black film in 20 years. I said, imagine there are no white movies and somebody puts one out. You're going to go just because you haven't seen yourself in 20 years. Cut to, they released the movie in 5 markets, not New York or LA, like Baltimore and DC, Detroit. It was just enough to say it was a theatrical release. At Christmas, up against Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, twins. Okay? They spent $200,000 in publicity and sent me to these 5 cities to do some press. Well, box office numbers come in. Twins is number 1. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka was right there, number 2. And the people at the studio was like, okay, we're going to try one more thing. So they opened us in New York against January Man with Kevin Kline. That movie was in about 1,500 theaters. We were in 200 theaters. It made $1.9 million. We made $1.6 million. You're just like, okay, we got to put it out. So now they released the movie, and they give the Kevin Kline movie to the video, and they keep I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka. And so for me, that was like such a huge victory, you know? And that's what led to In Living Color, actually, was I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka, the idea, actually, the premise was Eddie Murphy. We were all hanging out, and he said, wouldn't it be funny to make a parody of black exploitation movies? And he actually said, I'm gonna get you, sucker. That was the thing. And then we all started riffing and, you know, throwing out ideas and blah, blah, blah. And then it just sat. And I called him up like a couple of years later, and I said, hey, man, were you ever going to do anything with that? And he goes, nah. I go, well, can I do something with it? He was like, yeah, go. So I sat down and I wrote the script, and the rest is history.
Daddy, oh great black king, I finished my homework. Can you watch TV?
Let me hear your report.
Okay. Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Illinois. This poor white trash went on to become the president of the United States.
Yes?
Once in office, this white capitalist swine
swine!
Manipulated the freedom of the black man for his own political career. Free brother! To another piece of poor white trash, shot him in the head. The end. Woo!
Thank you, Jesus. Whitey, I am very pleased. Yes, you and your lovely sister, you may go and watch TV. Go and enjoy.
Perfect.
You know what's so sad? This is the end of Black Action Month, and well, I wish we had something more action-packed to end this off on. But I said no. We must have something about blaxploitation, because blaxploitation built what is here in Black Hollywood today, which is a lot of contradictions to the black community. But the point is this: the point is we needed something from blaxploitation, and I need to get something off our list. And I said, let's combine that. And today, we finally crack open that walnut of the Wayans brothers. We finally do a Wayans brothers movie, and it's great because we get the first one made by Keneen Ivory Waynes, and that is "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," which a lot of people still spell "get" G-E-T, not G-I-T.
Bougie ass black people, that's what that shit is.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
That theme song, "I'm gonna get you, sucker."
Oh God! Ugh.
Now, can I say something about this? Looking back on this movie, like retrospectively, when I see it, I feel like this. No, not the scary movies. None of those movies. Nothing like that. The whole premise of it, it felt like this was Black Dynamite before Black Dynamite.
Oh, it was. I mean, it's the same concept, basically.
The exact same concept. This movie gave us. I would say this movie gave birth to Black Dynamite.
It had to. I think here's the funny thing: when it comes to satire, you have you have to have a love for said subject. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think you do a satire and it's only halfway, and you only halfway give a shit, or you only halfway give a crap about the genre you're making fun of, then it's not going to be good. I think the scary movies are actually a prime example of it after 2. And the only reason I say after 2 is because, yeah, of course, Keneen Ivory Waynes had nothing to do with it after that point. But you can tell that satire, especially with like Meet the Spartans, all the rest of that stupid epic movie and all the rest of them, they weren't funny because it was more of people who weren't fans of the genre taking the piss out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, to do satire and make it good, it has to be somebody that loves the subject. You know what I mean? It has to be somebody that loves the subject. And I think with Black Dynamite, much like "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," it came from 2 people that love blaxploitation movies. Like, I think one of the reasons why fucking Blazing Saddles was so good was not only did Mel Brooks had a love for westerns, and on top of that, Richard Pryor did too. They both had love westerns. They knew how to make it funny. Like, oh, this, and make sure you have the prospectors do this, and have to do that. With blaxploitation, it's the same thing. The only difference is like, make sure you do this trope, make sure you do that trope, and not in like some little ha ha ha, we're making fun of it type of shit. Yeah. It's more of it's there, and it's easy to make it funny. The best example of that in Black Dynamite is all the scenes where there's like a flub or something. Like, good example, remember they pulled up on Black Dynamite and started shooting, and the car was still not in park, and it kept
rolling.
He didn't put the e-brake on.
Little stuff like that. It's little stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. You have to have love for the subject.
But here's what's funny. I know we're all over the place here. What I laugh more so is, so the main bad guy, because again, you're doing a blaxploitation white guy, John Vernon, I love fucking John Vernon. He knows how to play. He's always played crafty, like, bad guys in movies and stuff. So having him be Mr. Big, it was so tongue-in-cheek because he's like, yes, I'm Mr. Big. Of course I'm the guy. I'm the bad guy. You know, it's just fucking hilarious how he was just so like, yeah, I'm the bad guy. I'm a white guy. Of course. What did you think it was going to be?
You know what? There was a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes. You know, of course, throughout this whole movie, of course, there was. One of the best ones to me was, well, the one that everybody loves is when they're suiting up with when they're suiting up, putting all the guns on them and shit like that.
You could never have enough.
Oh my god, man!
All was that freaking Isaac Hayes slips on a damn shell casing like a damn banana peel. And
all right. If there's anything,
he didn't slip on a banana peel. He slipped on a fucking casing.
No, that's what I said. He slipped on a casing like it was a banana.
Oh, okay,
peel.
my bad. Sorry.
All right. Look, dog. If we have to do anything, I'm going to go down the list of people that's in this movie. All right.
And good God, is it a list?
It's a list. Keneen Ivory Waynes, Bernie Casey, R.I.P. A couple years ago he died. Antonio Fargas, Chris Arboy, Steve James, Isaac Hayes, Jim Brown, Jeanette Dubois. Speaking of which, she was like only 50 in this movie, and she still can get that nut on her face. Anyway, Don Lewis, like you said, John Vernon, Clu Gulager. What are you doing in this movie, Clu?
I know, right? It's like, what?
Kadeem Hardison, Damon Wayans. Now Jester Harrison. If nobody knows who that guy is, he's the old guy. He was the old black deacon in Amen.
I love him, man. He was always wise.
He was great.
He was wise enough. I love him, man.
Hawthorne James. If you don't know who that is, that's Red. If you don't know who Red is, easy. His office hours.
From 9 p.m. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Anne Marie Johnson. If you don't know who Anne Marie Johnson, that was Mr. Tibbs' wife in The Heat of the Night. If you don't know what Heat of the Night is, go kill yourself. Clarence William III, or as I like to say, Chris's spirit animal.
The shits.
John, the shit. They want to go to the shit.
A very young yet still old John Witherspoon,
which is amazing.
Hold up, B. You skipped one person. Our boy, fucking Gary Owens.
I think Gary Owens who?
Gary Owens. He's the guy that dude. He's the one that does all the voices from the Hanna-Barbera stuff, like SWAT Cats and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary Owens
and Space Ghost.
Wait a minute. The old original Space. Oh my god. I just look at his IMDb. Holy shit, son.
Narrator
Everybody, no bullshit. And no bullshit. I know it's Black History Month, but I mean this. When it comes to voice actors, we respect the fuck out of voice actors here on 3 Black Geeks. He's a great. He's a legit great. These are a lot of names, dog. Good. You're right, man. Motherfucking. All right, let me get out of this shit.
It's like a rabbit hole. It's like, what?
It is a rabbit hole. David Allen Greer is in this movie. Of course, Kim Wayne's in this movie. Of course, but not of course, but he was only in for 2 seconds. I wish he did some funnier shit, which was Robin Harris. I really wish Robin Harris did something. Of course, Roy Fagan was in. Fegan is in it. And if you don't know who Roy Fegan is, Roy Fegan was the leader of the Golden Lords. He was in the movie. Now you laugh. Hold on. Now you're laughing. It's really. You're probably saying, why is he in this movie randomly? He's not, because he was a part of that umbrella of Keneen Ivory Waynes and Robert Thompson. Mm-hmm. Much like Hawthorne James, he was in that same umbrella. And the only Tony Cox, of course, he's in it, the famous midget actor that we all love. And Chris,
that guy got around.
Oh man, he was everywhere, man.
Chris Rock, and the last 2 people I have to mention, they're in this movie, a young Sean and Marlon Wayans. And they're only in it, it's like for a brief moment they're in it. Now, I'm seeing that Robert Thompson's in the movie. I didn't see Robert in the movie.
It's like a blink and you miss kind of cameo,
basically. It has to be, because I did not see him at all. But that list there.
And our boy Tom Wright from Tales from the Hood. The senator.
Yeah, that is him, yeah. So, like I said, you see that list. It's a legit list of people, man. It's not like and some of these people didn't get discovered yet, and all the rest of that. Good example is David Allen Greer. David Allen Greer at the time was pretty much still doing stand-up comedy at the time.
He didn't before Living Color blew up, wasn't it?
Exactly.
This was before Living Color was even a thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like I said, he was still in that umbrella of Keneen Ivory Waynes. Keenan knew who he was and all the rest of that. And that's the one thing. And because I always wanted us to talk about the Waynes brothers, the whole Waynes family, anyways, because their connections and how important. And it's Black History Month. This is very, very important. How important they are to not only just Black Hollywood, to Hollywood in general. I think as much as I don't like Marlon, I love the fact that he's still making money. You know what I mean?
Sean's still doing comedy tours.
Like Keneen Ivory Waynes' effect, his fingerprint is all over Black Hollywood. It's all, from being an advisor to influencing people to pulling connections so they can have certain people. Keenan and Robert Townsend had a real big effect on Black Hollywood.
Side note too, Eddie low key too, because Eddie actually. Funny thing about this movie is that Eddie actually was like the brainchild behind the idea.
Who? Eddie
Murphy. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy had the.
I believe.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy had the idea, and Keenan was like, "Hey, can I use that idea?" And I'm pretty sure Eddie was like, "Yeah, sure, I don't care, go for it."
And David has a weird connection to Eddie Murphy anyway, because they both on Saturday Night Live. He was on Saturday Night Live for like 2 seconds, like a blink and a miss time when David was on there. So there's some weird, of course there's connection, because Black people, we always have this effect where we stick around each other because we have to. I think a good example of that was I remember when y'all first went out to San Diego, and Eris was telling me about everything that was out there. And I was like, for real? So we just stick around each other? Eris like, yeah, all the Black people know each other.
Yeah, that's just how it is. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
It's weird. To me, it's weird. And I understand that a lot of Black people, we come from different backgrounds no matter what. And sometimes we don't have Black people around us, or we just don't fuck with our own people. It just happens. But to see, when you see us actually making sure we know each other, making sure we have each other's back, it's a beautiful thing. It's always been a beautiful thing. It's always, and let's just be real, it's downright scary to some white people. When we all connect and we all know each other. What would have been insane when we was at San Diego during when we was out there for WB doing all this, and of course all the Black people, we all knew each other anyway. But if we did something in unison, that would have scared the living shit out of everybody.
Whoa, it would have. For one thing, that photo pit would have been shut down and never used again. Or because she already showed us love, Aisha Taylor was like, no, they can stay where they at. They good. matter of fact, let's take a moment to appreciate Black excellence. The entire photo pit is a giant mixing bowl of Black faces.
Yo, man, I died laughing. She's like, y'all guys looking like Wakanda down here. I died.
No, but here's what makes this movie awesome, right? So, you have all this like comedic talent in it. That's what makes the movie shine from beginning to end. Like you get the early genesis of Chris Rock's stand up with the whole rib scene, which is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, Chris Rock introducing P, his character from In Living Color.
It's like, good lord, that's a lot of money. And just the fact that he dared take out that wad of fucking money, and Isaac Hayes was about ready to choke his ass out because of that shit.
My man said, "You got change for 100."
It's like, you son of a bitch.
He said, "Look here, you greasy haired Jerry curl wearing. You got 5 seconds to get out of my damn store."
As a nigga that work in retail, do you know how fucking triggering that scene is to me?
I work in retail, dude. It was triggering, but I was laughing still. It was like, you son of a bitch. I fucking hate you. Two top scene for me also too is I think we talked about this when we did Solo. Dawn Lewis and her stunt double, which was a dude with a mustache.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, was that no? Oh, was that Janet Dubois?
That was Janet Dubois.
Yeah,
When Janet Dubois comes in with the backflips out the ass, and you clearly see dudes. You see dudes thick ass 1988 porno mustache
Puerto Rican
with the
dude
wig.
too, by the way.
And it was a Puerto Rican dude just coming in backflipping out the ass, and I was just like homeboy who said, "How the hell did you do that?" And they all their asses kicked. But no, the best one of the best scenes for me was Isaac Hayes and old boy. They were fighting in the parking garage, and he was like, "Hey man, I don't know none of that karate shit. I don't need it. Should we just fake it? They started.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You have to have that type of energy, man. You have to, because like if somebody's making fun of Dolomite, you have to make fun of it because it's easy to make fun of Dolomite and do it half-ass. You have to have a love for Dolomite to really nail in the fact that Rudy Ray Moore didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
or Jax or Slade being the mentor to Jack, and it's like, what's this band doing behind me? Well, every hero has to have his own music in the back.
Like who are these guys? Like, oh, it's my theme music. Hey man, that theme music was clean.
I was mad as a mug though, because I thought they was gonna. Like I said, now real talk. I only seen this movie probably twice. Probably only twice. And that's just because I don't see, they rarely play it on cable and they rarely play it on any movie channel. Yeah. So, when I catch it, I catch it. And I remember every time I see that, I keep on thinking that when they start doing that, the theme song, because that's clearly Shaft's theme song, right? Yeah. I keep on feeling that either Isaac Hayes is going, hey, you ain't got no clearance for that song. Something like that was going to pop up. You know what? The part where you said where the stunt double, that reminds me of our favorite scene of all time on Black Dynamite.
Motherfucker! It's clearly a different dude.
A different person, yeah. I love shit
Hold on, wasn't that a light-skinned dude too?
Yep. Oh, he wasn't a light-skinned dude, but he was like clearly smaller. and Bullhorn just runs him over.
And when he kicked him in his, like when he went in for that roundhouse kick was like a good 15. It was like a good foot and a half away from his face.
Chris, hey Sue, you're being nice. That was an acre away from him, man.
Acre away.
Suckers be how come? Will you mess with Bullhorn?
But then you got that, and then there's all the little side notes about like Jack's fucking his girlfriend Dawn Lewis. They play up the whole thing of her getting cramps, and she transforms into like a Hulk-like damn creature and shit. Like, I got cramps.
Now, you want to know what that? Now, I can say that also was off of a blaxploitation movie.
Really?
I think that was Abby.
I never saw Abby. I never saw Abby.
I think that was because I only seen it once. I don't know much about it, but she was like she had demonic powers and all that. It was a Carol Speed movie. If y'all don't know who Carol Speed is, that was a bad bitch during the 1970s, man. And I say bad, meaning that she was built like a pole, but here's the thing. She was a bad bitch though. But she was she had like these demonic powers, and everybody. It was like the same outcome, not a lot of like beating up men, killing people, and all that mess. So I think she was like possessed, or she was like a wolf woman. I have no fucking clue.
But it was just so funny. And then she's like fucking jacking up Damon Wayans, and he's screaming like a girl, and then fucking Kadeem saves him, and he's all like, "I heard you screaming like a girl." Oh, was it? I wasn't screaming like a girl. What are you talking about? He's like, I could have sworn I heard you screaming.
Because now, how did you like that little dynamic? Every time Damon said something, you have Keenan just right behind him repeating. I mean, you had Kadeem Hardison right behind him just repeating everything he said. That shit was so fucking funny, and the part that had me really die, it didn't have me die. It's just that as the movie went on, it got funnier to me. So y'all got two choices.
Oh yeah, that was
stairs, or we throw you out the window. I would take the stairs.
Stairs, and it just kept rolling down the stairs. For some reason, for D, like I said, as the movie went, it got funnier for me.
Dude, but now you know why I laugh at the Surf Ninja shit, because it's just fucking hilarious. It's like, oh, okay.
That's different, okay? That's different, all right? You look, you cannot use a superior movie to defend your shitty movie, okay? You can't do that. Hey, D, I go and get you sucking. That won't count for me, nigga.
No, I'm just mad though they gave him a choice, because it's like it's always, the choice is never there in regular movies. They just throw their ass out the window. But the fact that he was nice enough, like, you got a choice, dog. Window or stairs? Take your pick.
Take the stairs.
I would take the stairs. God damn it.
Ow, 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 ow. Man, move your head, man. I love it. But like they just slowly got injured through the movie. At one point, they had like a black eye. By the end of the movie, Damon just had a straight up neck brace.
No.
The neck brace, and then later when he was following old girl down that alley, that freaking leg with that cast on his leg.
Oh man! Now
He had a cane at the end of the movie.
Now, can we talk about Kung Fu Joe?
Oh my God!
I love how he spoke in clearly ADR.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Dude,
Steve James did two things correct. Well, three things. Number one, ADR. That was very clever. Number two, his speaking pattern, period, reminded me of Jim Kelly, because Jim Kelly, despite being full-blooded American, had the same kind of speech pattern like he was Chinese or some shit. You know what I mean? Like English was his second language. And third of all, he was way too enthusiastic, much like Jim Kelly.
Right.
What had me rolling though was the fact that like he gets pulled over by the cops and he's doing content. He's like whoa, as he's getting out and shit. And they're patting him down, and it plays Everybody Wants Kung Fu Fighting, and all of a sudden 57 cops in there, and he's talking about, oh yeah, I've been trained by Bruce Lee, and they just pull out guns and shoot his ass.
I just like I can take all of you on right now.
And then later on in the movie, he's all blooded up like, they came after me. They got me.
They tried to shoot me, but I ain't let it stop me.
I was just playing with you.
He leaving that long ass message. He goes, "Got you." He said, "Man, leave me a message out."
Dude, did you see his face though? Like, what? No.
It's not even.
I like how he was slowly sliding down that chair. Like slowly sliding down the wall.
So I'm gonna still put this out here because look, I keep on jiving around about us doing a Red Brown movie. I feel as though the one of two Red Brown movies we would do would actually be the movie called Street Hunter that stars him and Red Brown and John Leguizamo and Frank Vincent. And I think one Spanish actor that we all seen before. But,
wait, D, hold up. You talking about young ass Frank Vincent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Frank Vincent was always 50 plus.
It's the Morgan Freeman effect, dog. Come on now, he's always
the Morgan Freeman effect. I think the movie came out either in 1989 or like 91.
You say Fatal Vision?
No. I didn't say that at all. I said Street Hunter.
My bad.
If anything, I think it came out in 91, and if I'm not mistaken, that's actually John Leguizamo's first movie or like the first three.
1990.
1990, yeah. So that either was his first movie or like up there, like number one or number two for John Leguizamo. It's a very early movie, but if I'm mistaken, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the last starring movie that Steve James had, because I think he died not too long after that.
Yeah, his last role was in Mantis. God bless him.
Oh yeah, Mantis.
Yeah, he had an actual role in there with Carl Lumbly and shit. I was like, oh man.
Well, here's the funny thing though. It's not funny thing, but interesting thing. Steve James, Carl Weathers are both in that same era of black niggas who were ripped. And then,
man, look. I remember watching American Ninja, and I'm like, who's this black guy? Because, you're a kid, you see your black heroes, like Carl Weathers, you're like, oh, man, I love Carl Weathers, because you just look up to people like that, that's just how it is. So you see Steve James, and you see him clearly looking like the better fighter between him and Michael Dudikoff in American Ninja, and you're like, man, I love this guy.
He was much better than him, because it is a funny thing about Steve James. He was legit.
Yep.
Steve, much like Michael Jai White, very legit when it comes to their kung fu, all the rest of that. So, yeah, you were right. He's much better than Dudikoff. If him and Dudikoff got into a fight, he'll roll Dudikoff. I mean that.
To which I say, fuck cancer, because that's how he died. I'm mad.
Yeah, that sucks, man. But but like I said, Steve, I had to stop and talk about Steve James because that dude, unsung hero of action movies anyway, but a lot of black people need to notice him because that dude, like I said, he was the real deal, man. And on top of that, he had charisma. He had legit charisma.
I mean, it's like you said, early Michael John White. It's that charisma. Yeah. He just is like, oh, he's in the movie? All right, cool, I'll watch.
And then on top of that, it's just not the American Ninjas movies. He was in a few other canon movies too.
Blood Fist.
Yeah, Blood Fist. I know he was in that one. I think he wasn't in a Dragon, a Don the Dragon Wilson movie.
Blood Fist is Don the Dragon Wilson movie.
You know someone that somebody else that I would love to see in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who honestly would have fit, like he would have fit in just as much as anybody else. Fred Williamson.
Fred Williamson, I'm actually shocked was not in this movie.
Yeah. Actually, it was funny because he was supposed to be in the movie.
I thought so. I figured if Jim Brown was in it, like Fred should have been somewhere not far behind.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in it.
If anything, he was. I think but when you got Bernie Casey, he was already there. You only need one other.
Still, he could have been like a blink and you miss him.
But I'm laughing at the fact that Ron O'Neal told him no because he didn't want to be stereotype cast, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to get you Sucker.
Because here's the funny thing about Ron O'Neal. Ron O'Neal kept doing action movies, and he did a few. He did a few himself. Like, yeah, I think he did one or two canon films and all the rest of that himself. And interesting enough, that's the other Red Brown movie I wanted to do, Mercenary Fighters. It was him, Ron O'Neal, I can't remember everybody else in that movie, but it's a bit loaded of 80s action stars in it too. The police chief in RoboCop is in it. It's actually really good. Basically, it's Avatar, but it's in the 1980s and it's Rhett Brown. It is awesome. But anyway, but yeah, Ron O'Neal ran away from it. My dad told me that right after like Superfly, he was one of those black actors. Like, look, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Robert Dupree. That's the other guy you were telling me. You were saying.
But he was like, look, dog. He was like, look, man, I'm done with that shit. Come on, dog. I ain't trying to get typecast. Do me in a pimp all the time. So I understand why he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But for Williamson, I'm going to give a good guess. When did this movie come out? What year did this movie come out?
88.
He was in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Italy. If you look at Fred Williamson's filmography, he did a bunch of Italian movies where he just did a bunch of them because they paid him. They straight up paid him, man. Yeah. And he did a lot of them, man. And matter of fact, Mystery Science Theater did 2 of them of what he was in. You just see him there. It's like, yo, why are you here, Fred?
Now, speaking of pimps, our boy Antonio Fargas is in this movie as Fly Guy, and he has so many funny ass scenes. It is hilarious. The fucking the fishbowl shoes, platform shoes.
I love the fact that when he got out of jail, like he got out, like because he's been in for too damn long, he gets out and everybody's clowning him for his outfit.
It is messed up because I think there was a lot of scenes where it was.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, dude.
No.
I'm laughing because you want to know why that scene is so funny to me. Is because it reminds me of that sketch from Crank Lucas where he was talking about that the rapper who was in jail for too long. You see this dude come out and he's got on a do-rag, he's got on a throwback jersey, and he's talking about, hell yeah, like I was in jail for 12 years. I wrote 300 something verses, 98 hooks, like, and 62 punchlines. And so all the shit that he was rapping about is shit that don't even exist anymore.
I just like how he smooth was walking down the sidewalk and everybody went from like, oh man, this is funny, and they just all of a sudden just start clowning his ass the whole fucking time. He tried to run.
He got ripped up, and you saw what happened by the end of the movie when he pops back up. My man had on a clean ass suit.
I know, right?
Yeah, because it got clowned out. The best part about that scene is because when he's running away from everybody, he's running away with the one fish tank platform shoe. You see Sean and Marlon around him yelling, trying to make fun of him.
That is true. That was that.
Speaking of which, one of the best jokes in the movie. Who's that singing? Oh, that's the director's sister. Just the look, just Keenan looking at that camera was hilarious because a part of me said, my sister wanted to be in a movie. I gave her a chance, and this is what she did. And who knew that a lot of people who look back at Living Color retrospectively with nuance says the same thing. Kim was so underrated.
Dude, here's what got me with Kim. This is where I loved her in Living Color. It might be different for a lot of people. When she played Tracy Chapman, I fucking lost it.
Oh my God! Hear that man with a knife? Look out the window. He coming out the window.
Hold on, she played Tracy Chapman. Hold on. She did. She did Tracy Chapman. She did Crystal Waters with Gypsy Woman.
Man,
oh God, that song came on today, and I was thinking about that. And the only thing I remember that was she kept on going la la ooh bee bee boo Scooby doo
yada yada dee la 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 doo
la 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 dee la 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 la. I was like, it was so bad because every time I hear the original song, I either think of Kim Wayans' part or it just overtakes in my head and I just hear T.I.
Oh God, you hear the T.I. track. Okay.
So I get it from both ends. I get it from both ends where I cannot enjoy the original song because of that.
Oh my God. Here's the thing, right? There's another scene. They're rolling into this club and everybody got the big hats, and you just see a hand pop out one of the hats, and all of a sudden it's fucking Tony Cox. I was like, nigga, they fighting.
No. You see the hand come out. Not only does a midget get shot dead in the head, Tony Cox hop out one of them. Here's Keenan. There he is. It's you, Wayne. And he just starts punching him.
It's like, you wrestle, you stop with my girlfriend, motherfucker. I'm gonna kill you.
My man said, step on a ladder. Let's see what you can do.
and because my nigga Tony Cox may be only 3 foot high, he ain't no bitch. Yeah, let's see what you do now. Come on, I'm ready for you.
My man said, from your knee, I think he said from your waist down, nigga, that is your ass.
I am so mad. No, for real. Let me make this very clear. Much like Blazing Saddles, I am mad that this movie is still funny. It is still funny.
I'm sucker for just visual shit, and when you just see the tiny hand come out the hat, I was like, I'm done.
You just, no, makes it worse though, Chris. I think what really makes it worse is that you see a window open up on that.
Bruh.
And I'm look, and to give it up, this is good writing. They did write down that there was a midget gang, so they kind of prophesied that there's going to be a midget gang in this movie.
You know, and speaking of him, did you know? Because I did not know this until I saw the behind the scenes. I had no idea that he was in. Because this was the movie came out in '88, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in '86, guess what he was in?
Who? Tony Cox?
Yeah.
I know he was an Ewok, but he was something else after that.
Well, you know what? You are pretty damn close. He wasn't an Ewok, but it was something that is related into. Not necessarily
Ewok goddamn movie.
No, not even that.
Willow.
No.
That means what?
He was in Captain EO.
Son of a bitch! I knew he was. God damn it! I should have guessed that.
He played fucking Hooter.
But here's the thing. That's the thing. Tony Cox cornered the market out there. I think
him and Warwick Davis.
That's what I'm about to say.
They are battling out.
They went back and forth.
Look, man,
I'm surprised they weren't in them. Like, bro, I'm surprised they didn't make a movie together.
They did. Willow. They made
Willow.
Yeah,
okay,
Willow.
I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, Willow in the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
Yeah, because I understand midget actors or little people actors. I think that's what they go for now. But whatever, which is kind of funny. I heard one midget actor say the worst thing that happened to our industry when we stop calling ourselves midget. we stopped getting calls like immediately because No, for real, because nobody wanted to offend nobody with the word midget, so they just called it. So it kind of like killed their momentum, because all of a sudden now being a little person is not seen as a novelty thing no more. They took the love out. Also, Wee Man kind of fucked it up for them also. But
hey, side note, I gotta give it a shout out to Tony Cox because he's in another kind of sort of blaxploitation movie, The Hebrew Hammer.
he was in he was in the Hebrew Hammer. That was okay. Yes, that's is more blaxploitation than it is just a regular exploitation movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of gets it. The Hebrew Hammer. Okay, let me make it very clear. I know you and I used to talk about it. Let's just be honest, Chris. It's okay.
Yeah, it's an okay parody, and it works just because of Adam Goldberg and even Melvin Van Peebles and Mario Van Peebles being part of it too. So it works.
I think that's what really helped it. I was going to say you're right. I think the Van Peebles really helped that movie be a little bit more funny. I think what it is, I think it's kind of funny. It's not me knocking like when people. It's like there's a black version of it, and then when they say, "Oh, let's make the Jewish version of it," every time the Jewish version of it only got so much mileage, and I hate that because some of these movies some of the movies actually get better press than the black movies. Number one, let's just be honest. Yeah. But then there's like no mileage to them. I hate that shit. Yeah. And the reason why I hate it is one good example is 8 Crazy Nights. I thought 8 Crazy Nights. I thought the animation in that thing is gorgeous. I love how the animation is. In that. But the
characters,
the movie is very forgettable. Very forgettable. Here's the thing about that, Chris. If you gave that same thing to a black, if you made that a black movie, and it doesn't have to be about Kwanzaa, you fucking racist. Because
I was gonna say that, but you're right.
But still, if you made it a black Christmas movie and it was animated like that, and let it be for black people, like that was mainly for Jewish people or people that lived in New York, you know what I mean? Like, if you made it like that, it would have been way funnier, way better than all the rest of that. Plus, Adam Sandler's not in it, so it would have been much better.
There's a reason why most people like Grandma's Boy, because there was no Adam Sandler in it, and it actually was legit funny.
And I think, and also, it's actually, not that I've never smoked weed to that movie, but I heard that's like a pure stoner movie.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Pure stoner movie. So that's a little bit different. But the Hebrew Hammer there's funny parts in it. I think the climax of it is stupid. That's what I think I don't like about it. Third act is like, ugh.
And also, it's Andy Dick. I mean, your mileage is going to vary greatly. Your mileage is going to vary greatly on that.
Oh yeah, especially with Andy Dick. You only gonna get so far with him, man. Like, I think he's only good for like 4 seconds.
Now, here's the thing. If we're talking about Fly Guy, they cut to the fucking the pimp competition that he had, and that's when we see Robin Harris in there basically hating on his ass in the crowd. Boy,
the pimp competition
with the pimp song when he won.
Yeah, the pimp song. I was like, oh man. I'm like, Antonio Fargas didn't know this, but that lame nigga that you know, that you're friends with on Facebook, quotes this all the time.
It's like, what is this?
Bitch better have my money.
It's funny, man, because it's a pimp. Like, all right, Tron, you got something else on your page? Oh yeah, I got this thing. It's about Donald Trump working with Barack Obama to take over the look, dude. Why am I following you?
Hey, look, man, and you know what's also cool is just like, again, before Cameron, dude was rocking that pink suit. Nobody said shit.
That pink suit was sharp though, yeah.
Oh, it was. It was. I mean, but I just like how him and Bernie Casey, when he's in jail, they're playing up again the trope that we see in blaxploitation, where he's all preaching to his homeboy that's about to get out of jail, that he gotta make something of himself because he owes him and shit.
That is such an old beat up trope.
You owe me, man. You owe me.
You owe me, man. You owe me, man. I hate that shit. But the Bernie Casey. Hold on. The scene right before you meet Bernie Casey, there was like a community day. It was like a youth gang community day type of thing. You see these guys running down the street with TVs. You see these guys breaking out of a car, and then you hear the senior citizen, the mugging a senior citizen competition, and I'm thinking to myself, what are we like? What is going on? Why is this going on? It's funny to look at, but and this is just me. This is sober D watching this movie, and I'm saying to myself, are they making fun of the fact black community praises negative shit that we do? Is this what we... I mean, because it feels like there was a fucking crowd of people cheering on these horrible acts, and it makes me think, do we do this as black people? Nah, no, we don't. And then D turns on the worst DMX song you ever heard, talking about how he raped a 13-year-old girl. Yes, I'm not kidding, everybody. Own that. If you're a DMX fan, own the fact he said that he raped a teenage girl on Dark and Hell is Hot. You can come back to me, no, man, he just said a daughter. No, don't do that to me.
I gotta be honest with you, man. The guy's out of jail. He's doing a tour because of that album, and now you're making me. And I've been blasting that album too. So it's like, fuck, he's right.
Not only that, he just put out the video.
Oh, he did.
He put out the video for Can't Lose.
Oh, nice.
Huh. Cool. All right, I gotta check that out. Look, but still,
the point is,
I'm honestly, I'm like, I felt this way about it, and we can go back to the movie. Vocals, great. It's nice. It was nice. You know, it's nice to hear X again. As far as everything else, yo, X, I need you to hop at Swiss, Dame and Grease, Irv, somebody.
Nah. The only one that's working out of all of them is, you go to Dane Grease. All right, man, I got this. And he plays some beat and it just bleeds 2002 and not in a good way.
I mean, you got to go back to his roots. He has to go back to Irv, man. Irv was the one that put his ass on. So.
Irv didn't produce nothing. All Irv said was say that fly shit you said in that one freestyle. Yeah, that's good.
well, and also Dame and Jay coming up like, you think he better than me? Yeah, he's better than you.
Yep.
No. If Jay says that now, the millionaire says that now,
right?
Let me make this very clear. We talk about niggas who sold out all the time. Let's just be real. Jay-Z sold out 4 years ago, and
he sold out when as soon as It's a Hard Knock Life, and that's where he sold out.
Actually, wow, you going that far?
Yep.
Wow. Yep. I'm talking about sold out as in far as him. Everything he does for the black community is always done with quotation marks to me. Really,
I was saying sold out musically, which ain't a bad thing. You know, it happens.
Oh, actually, you're right, Chris, because technically during Hard Knock Life, that's the last time he went to Marcy Project. So, yeah.
Well, you already saw. Well, hey, CJ, you already saw the stepping stones for that. Was the year before with "You Belong to the City."
Yeah. This nigga gone. This nigga already left. Like,
nobody going there. Even though that song was like it was clearly him paying respects to Biggie. Yeah. But this was him already taking the stepping stones. Like it was him taking the stepping stones. Like, yo, you done passed away. I'm about to take this ball and I'm gonna go. Not just home, nigga. I'm running all over the goddamn planet with it.
And in the words of Irv Gotti, nobody was fucking feeling you, Jay, trying to be Biggie Light. All right. Yo, Irv makes it his business. Irv makes it his business to fucking tell people that shit so they don't fucking forget. And I'm like,
Oh, look, you know what happened? Like, man, like you can't say nothing to me, Irv. Tupac coming. Where?
See, you wrong, dude.
Hey, wrong, but he ain't.
I can imagine 96 Jay-Z running behind his beat up BMW
with his gold tooth.
Put it this way, you wrong, but you ain't lying.
I mean,
come on. Look, Jay-Z's a nigga from New York, is an ex-drug dealer from New York. You know that BMW was all black and it had like gold rims.
I'm about to say, you still got the gold BBS on it.
It's already enough.
Oh, them jokes is rusty. The BMW sign is missing the W.
Dude, it's already enough. I literally had to deal with a Twitter 09er sitting up there saying, man, DMX was never better than Jay. Oh, really? How old are you again? Exactly. I don't want to hear it.
time. Look, Jay-Z, you know the best thing that happened, this is going to sound so terrible when it comes out of my mouth. The best thing that happened to Jay-Z was when 9/11 happened and DMX's whole image got ruined because of 9/11. That was the best thing that happened.
Meanwhile, Jay dropped the hottest album ever, The Blueprint. So,
Who knew? Hold on. And on top of that, he lucked out because much like when somebody starts saying negative shit about you, they start digging into your shit more. When the other best thing that happened was when Stillmatic came out. When Stillmatic came out, everybody bought Blueprint just to hear what Jay-Z had to say to Nas, because Nas is a fucking genius, and Nas didn't think that more people was going to buy Jay-Z because of that.
And he would be proven wrong. But anyways,
oh my God!
But anyways,
look. Anyway,
speaking of gold, speaking of the gold BBS is on that busted ass BMW. How about all that damn gold that Keenan's brother Junebug had to rock?
Bruh, the fucking title card for the fucking Any Ghetto USA done.
I was done.
All right. Look, guys, we're not asking the best question. How do you go to the bathroom with all that shit on?
That was the best question that was asked throughout that whole movie. Every time somebody looked at a picture, like, how do you go to the bathroom with all this shit on?
Bruh,
you know what? I think people said that about Mr. T forever. And I think that's where the joke
the fact
came
that
from.
the scene had a distressed police commissioner, white guy, that's all like yawning, like, what is this? He's OG.
Yeah, when I saw, hey, Clue, wait a minute, Clue Goular's in this movie? What the hell are you doing here, dude?
As when they showed his scene at the beginning, I was just waiting for him to just throw on the glasses and be like, my God, do you know what this means? You know whose brother that is? This place is going to become a war zone. Like, it's only a matter of time, and wherever he is, like, whatever he's doing, hell's a coming.
Sorry. Dude, that was the genius.
Dynamite.
That was the genius of Black Dynamite. It's just the distress, like, oh my God, do you know who this is?
You know whose brother? This city's gonna be turned inside out. I'm talking mile to mile.
You have to know how blaxploitation movies work on. They work on the same corniness that westerns work on, the same corniness that every schlock action movie works on. You have to know the fucking points. You like have to have that one cop, the one grizzled detective that sees this murder is like, damn. We gotta get the best damn detective on this.
He sees this as a sign of things to come, all while showing footage that was shot earlier in the movie that's gonna be used again later.
Thank you.
Dude, what made the scene fucking hilarious is how they take out the coroner is taking pictures of it and puts him in different fucking poses, and the cops are taking pictures next to his brother.
That was funny. The best. Look, we're not addressing the best thing though. The best thing though is that this nigga had a full-on hubcap of a Mercedes Benz.
Yes,
I saw that. Shit. I was like, yo, that ain't even a medallion, bro. That is the hubcap.
It's a straight up hubcap. Y'all. Look. I'm gonna address what we addressed in the beginning of the show. How you go to the bathroom with all that shit on?
Also, Jack's Anne-Marie Johnson, and she literally is a fake girl the whole way through.
See, this is why D. This is why I have trust issues with women. I really do. And it ain't like, oh man, she has a on. It's not a real face. No. This is how I see all the quote unquote bad bitches.
Basically the Instagram girls.
Dude, it's not enough she took off the wig.
Take off that wig. Take off that makeup. Take out them false teeth in the back of your mouth. Oh, don't forget about take off the mustache right below your nose so I can see that mustache. Oh, I know you got a peg leg.
Dude, when she took the peg leg off, I fucking lost it.
There was the peg leg. No, wait. It was more than that. It was the peg leg, the fake ass, the fake tits, the eyes that weren't green. Jesus.
Yo, the thing that got me.
It's moments
of hair. The strands of hair still clinging onto her bald head had me dying.
It's moments like that. Where I believe that line. Never meet your heroes.
Exactly. Like good example. Like Chris, actually, we was talking about it this weekend, Chris. Like, I gotta be real. If you ever met Black China, that would happen. She will take off her fake boobs, her fake ass,
and give you the most melancholy dick sucking you have ever seen.
Okay.
Melancholy.
Dude, I will take melancholy over the. Am I done? That she did. Okay.
Look,
Bro.
I know we're getting piggish here, but I have to ask you guys this because this has been on my mind every once in a while. Who would you rather get it from, Kim Kardashian or Black China?
Oh, Kim's gonna give a crap, but only so much.
Put it this way. Hold on. Put it this way. Kim sucks, and I'm not saying that I'm not even saying that to be funny. She sucks, but at least she puts effort.
Yeah, it's not going to be much effort. It's going to be like, but like with Kim Kardashian, I think it's more like you're 5 minutes in, and let's just be honest. Let's be honest. You, me, Chris, we real niggas. We just getting started 5 minutes in, right? It's just like, oh my God, I gotta look at this text. Look, bitch, can you focus?
Please focus.
Like I know for a fact that happens to Kanye constantly, but I think they both talk constantly during sex anyway. Now tell me I'm a genius. Tell me that.
Now I wish she would say some shit like that. Oh my God, I gotta get this text. I would turn straight into I would turn to LL Cool J from what's that movie from from N2D, like, yo, let's do business.
Yo,
smart
son, if that was me, son, real talk, if that was me, it'd be like I will be on I'll be on the Breakfast Club, right? It was like, so about that time you beat you actually hit Kim Kardashian. Why you did that? Okay, let me tell you, man. We right in the middle of sex, right? This bitch got the goddamn nerve. Put on her cell phone. I elbow dropped her. I didn't care. I stopped, hopped out, elbow drop. You don't disrespect me.
Hey, here's the thing too, right? If we're going on the notes here. The fact that Kadeem Hardison got mad when Bernie Casey shot him, like, dog, I got 20 shots and you never reloaded.
No, that was Jim Brown. Jim Brown had that long ass revolver. Which, by the way, when he first had the revolver, it was long, but then in the very next shot, it got longer. I don't know if y'all.
I caught that.
Funny.
I expect this.
I bet he said he counted 20 shots and he never reloaded. He was really pissed. Like, what the fuck, man? This is bullshit.
He's right. He was right. He was
like,
right.
20 shots. You ain't never reload not once.
See, the difference between Black Dynamite and I'm gonna get you sucker is I'm gonna get you sucker purposely points out the bullshit. Black Dynamite just let it rock. You know what I mean? The only time Black Dynamite noticed its bullshit was the donuts don't wear alligator shoes.
But how did you know? Donuts don't wear alligator shoes.
Oh man, you know what? Actually, the one part Black Dynamite that I don't say that cracks me up. I don't even mention it, but to me it's funny because it's just slight. Is when he said, "We're going to Kung Fu Island." And
he looks at the camera, expecting the camera to be off of him. He looking to the left, right, and walks off.
Look, he looked to the left, and all of a sudden just cuts off. To me, I die laughing at that because the director doesn't say cut. That's awesome.
Oh man, but we also have to talk about my man Clarence Williams as the woke black brother with the white girlfriend with the Bo Derek braids.
Yo, that's why that is why I don't fuck with Hotep niggas. This exact scene.
Sorry,
I'm mad he had the fucking black power fist.
No. Chris, you're overlooking everything. Like what you want to drink? Like I got bean this, I got bean. I take a soda. Like I take a soda. This nigga had bean soda.
He spit it out too.
My man said, he was like, man, like, where is everybody? Like, what happened to the revolutionary? Like, where are all the revolutionaries at? They all got government jobs. We was going down to try to protest at the rally. Government just happened to be hiring at that time. So everybody,
Man,
like the white man hired everybody. So now they all working, got good jobs, making good money. Left me all alone.
feel like this. The white man's a devious motherfucker. The thing that gets me though is that real talk. Okay, that's actually deep as shit because that actually did happen.
Yeah.
Out of all that pushing that black people did, white people started hiring us, and all of a sudden the revolution died.
Actually, this is the full line. Yes, we marched on the federal building. 500 of us, young brothers, full of outrage. And they were hiring that day. The brothers came with guns. They left with jobs. Oh, yes.
Left with jobs.
Oh, yes. Whitey is very tricky.
No. The part that had me rolling was his white wife came out, then his white kids came out, and not even like mixed.
Oh yeah, they were the whitest kids
and
ever.
then his son does all this militant shit in the speech, and he's like, "All right, now you and your sister can go watch the park."
He said Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Illinois. This white trash motherfucker would go on.
And Clarence Williams goes, yes.
Nah, the part that had me rolling was he's like, "Thank you, Jesus."
Yes, you and your sister can watch the Partridge Family.
Yes, you and your sister can watch television. Enjoy.
I'm like, her sister kept saying hallelujah. I'm like, yeah, no.
No. The part that had Angie watching it with me, the part that had Angie died was when they left. Here you go, your boy Clarence. Struggle.
and here comes his wife. Power to the people.
Dude, look, let's just be honest, y'all. Of half the Hotep Bamas and all the black people who are super black power right now, let's just be real. They don't have black girlfriends. They don't.
I gotta be real about this.
None of them do.
I gotta be real, D and Eris. I gotta be honest with you. I'm surprised our man Umar Johnson didn't hook up with Rachel Dolezal. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I am so ready for it. Look, if Jimmy J.J. Walker is boning Hitler's cum shot, which is Ann Coulter.
You mean the Crypt Keeper?
No, I stand by what I said. Hitler's cum shot. Oh, if he's begging her out, I need to see Umar Johnson talking about his lovely alabaster queen.
Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel Dolezal. And Rachel goes all the way, just real, just like it won't even be like not even micro braids. You got to be like a design.
No.
She still comes out with them damn Alicia Keys braids.
No. I take it a step further, guys. She comes out looking like the Dora Milaje and does Wakanda Forever.
Oh my God, I fucking hate you.
No,
I fucking hate you. And look, everybody asking a question like, Umar, why'd you do it? Can't y'all understand? Don't you understand? No black women want no black man, not in this climate. Because black women are unappreciative. You know he'll do some shit like that. Look, you know what pissed me off? No, real talk. See, thank you, Chris. Now you got me mad.
I'm so sorry.
No. This nigga not too recently came out and was talking about how black women need to treat themselves and how to walk around and all that and all that bullshit, right? Now, usually I can agree to disagree with some of the shit that he says anyway. I'm just being real. And I mean that with a lot of people I dislike. I agree to disagree. And some stuff I do agree with it. But when Umar talks, it's full of shit to me. Because when he talks about black women, it's like on some real shit, nigga. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Did you black women? How about all them strippers you show respect to? Did you show respect to? Oh, D, don't be bringing up the past. No. If I want to bring up the past, where the fuck the school at? Like he's full of shit to me, man.
He does have a school. To quote a person, it looks like the school from This Is America video.
You need to go home.
I saw that shit on Twitter and I was like, I hate you.
That is on levels of wow. That's a good.
I saw that shit on Twitter and I was fucking dying. I was like, yo, let me get the fuck away from this ass right now. God damn it.
was an empty lot and a bunch of kids doing the motherfucking yeah.
Speaking of which, our boy Slade fucking blows up with fucking dynamite, and I died laughing at that shit.
Funny. That was funny. Now, here's the funny thing. I know that part very well. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to laugh at this scene. I cracked up so bad the second I heard boom. And what makes it really funny is the fact that all the bad guys inside don't even acknowledge the explosion.
Dude, David and them are just sitting back reading the paper, and they're like, huh.
What was that? Nah, it makes it so better.
I can hear him right now. Huh, I guess the Phillies won.
Man, look, man. Any ghetto USA Pirates one land.
Then Jack doing the fucking Rambo. The fucking damn.
Oh my God.
He had a fucking piece of wood that's like a small bit. He had a splinter.
Okay, now I said earlier about us respecting Gary Owens because he did so many voices and all that. Let's respect Don Lewis, who has carved out a career doing that after a Different World, much like Cree Summer. Well, Creed did it before Different World and after, but Don Lewis did start doing a whole lot of voice acting after Different World. So if we want to recognize somebody, she's done a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know the last thing she did though. I don't know. I mean, cartoon wise, I don't know the last thing she did. Probably Futurama being Hermes on.
Actually, she's the chief in that Carmen Sandiego TV show.
I think what I seen. Yes, I seen it. My kids watch that thing. Speaking of which, it's okay. It's just wow. It's a diversion from the that we watch. Yeah, it's so girl power.
First off, you're not going to get
No. I'm even talking about that. I'm talking about the cartoon, man.
Oh, the one on Fox Kids.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that was basically centered around the kid. San Diego was a bad guy?
Yes, she was. No, Carmen Sandiego was a straight up.
Carmen Sandiego was like Lupin without the silliness. I mean, she just disappears and takes off someplace, and they're like, "Okay, we gotta go after her again."
Hold on. Much like Lupin, she will foil a bigger bad guy.
And hold on. Right after that, she disappears with all the silliness of Lupin, and they're like, "Okay, she went off to this location. All right, we're gonna go after her." They never get this bitch.
Oh,
they never.
Side note.
The new one is basically they gave her a full-on backstory, and they made her look like the insurance girl. Back in the 2000s.
Oh God, no, the insurance girl.
Side note about. Go ahead. I mean,
I'm saying that she looks just like her heiress. She looks just like the insurance girl from the old commercials and all that.
Yeah, I remember her.
Now, side note about Dawn Lewis, and it's random as hell. So, you know, you're watching Adult Swim every night, and you randomly kick around Tim and Eric's awesome show. She popped up on that fucking show, and I laughed. I was like, "Is that Dawn Lewis? Holy shit, she's in Tim and Eric."
Really?
She was in the episode of Tim and Eric, and she was playing the straight man to Tim and Eric shenanigans, because of course that's how it goes in those shows and stuff. And I was like, it was just random as hell. I was like, huh, all right, cool. I guess, that's fine. But yeah, she can do some good comedic stuff when she wants. So that's why.
Yeah, like when I just seen Dawn Lewis and then seeing how young she looked before, like a year and a half later, she cut off all her hair.
Yeah, I mean it is there and stuff. It's just funny.
Yeah, I like how Janet Dubois was only in this movie to do one thing, to fuck up Keenan's whole groove.
Mom! No, when she saves him at the end and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, Mom, jeez."
And I like how all of a sudden, like, it's like, "Why'd you like me in that closet?" Because I told her to. Oh, you did? I was like, that's like, really? You didn't get that dick in 30 years, and yet you still.
Hey, look, only Bernie Casey. I love Bernie Casey, man. This is why I RP to him. It's like he can do that. It's like, all right, it's Bernie Casey. What the fuck are you gonna do? I mean, that's what he does. I mean, and just the fact that also too in that same scene, Jim Brown, all throughout the movie talking about bunions because of these shoes, and then boom,
tight ass shoes.
I
The last time you saw his foot, it looked like it was about to explode. I was like, oh God, don't show it. And they didn't. They didn't. Thank God they didn't. The one line I love, it was like, what qualifies you to be a badass crime fighter? And Keenan, I'm an ex-football player.
I like how Jim Brown was just like, all right, okay, cool.
Bertie should have been. That's a good answer. because Bertie Casey's an ex-football player.
Hold on, who did Bertie Casey play for?
I don't know who Bernie Casey played for. I don't want to say the Raiders. I don't know. I'll be real. I don't know. Not off the top of my head.
49ers.
Played for the 49ers.
Ninth pick in the first round. Holy shit.
Yeah, Bernie Casey was decent. He was actually decent. I know Fred Williamson played for the Raiders.
Wow.
And there was one other. There's been like 4 or 5. There was like a good handful of football players that actually went on to do a couple of movies here and there. I know Joe Green. I know Hollywood Hayes. God, I just can't name them all off the top of my head. But there was a good portion of it that did blaxploitation movies, man. And I remember my dad telling me that a lot of black athletes at the time did it. You know, it was the difference that happened in the 90s. Only in the 90s, the only ones you got in the 90s were the ones that were well known, like Shaq. Shaq didn't shy away from a camera. Anthony Hardaway, even though he didn't act, he didn't shy away from a camera to put his face out there like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you had some people do that. There's not too many athletes now that are going into acting though. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Rick Fox is one of them. Rick Fox actually fooled a lot of people and is actually decent, but he doesn't do nothing.
Yeah, Rick Fox just smiles and it's like, hey, he has charisma, I guess. Cool.
Rick Fox knows how to act. I think that's the most he can do. But it's like this. It's kind of like LeBron. LeBron acting now, such easy stuff to do. I don't even call it acting.
It's comedy layups, essentially.
It's comedy layups, really, for him. And it's really easy to write for LeBron. It's really easy to write for him, man. So, you know, you have some, but you don't get a lot of athletes, black athletes, mind you, right now doing like the acting and that. You know what I mean? So
my favorite comedic, well, it might not be the comedy, but it was funny to me from LeBron was, hold on, I'll call you right back. My man leaps off the diving over for the first.
Oh shit!
LeBron, the last thing he did, outside of being on a couple episodes, he was on 2 episodes of Teen Titans Go. What was the one he did? He did what's the face? He did Smallfoot. He was a Smallfoot, and he actually had like 2 good funny jokes. And it's LeBron. LeBron's acting range is about, you know, I'm being generous. Out of 10, a 5. Okay, so be kind of generous when I say that, but it's real easy for you to give him lines to do, and he'll do it with some comedic timing. So it's really easy to do that. Oh, yeah. It's just it's kind of odd you don't get too many actors. Well, we say that, and then Uncle Drew just came out, and now, come on, Kyrie is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
That's the line from Mr. Big. I know you're surprised that a big Hollywood star like me would appear in this movie. A lot of big Hollywood stars have done exploitation films like Angie Dickinson and Big Bad Mama. And then Jack is like, Shelley Winters and Cleopatra Jones. And the Big's like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
He's like, Jamie Lee Curtis. It's Halloween! Oh, yeah, damn.
Look like how all of them just start ripping off there. Now, me.
Actually.
Now, me. And I'm sorry, brothers. There don't be no sequel.
Actually, if you want to add one to that, Jamie Lee Curtis's dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he was in. He was in a blaxploitation movie though. I don't know what it was though. But yeah, Jamie Lee's dad was in one.
But that whole scene was just funny. How they just start riffing off names and stuff. And now,
me. I thought that was funny, man. Is there anything else? I think we actually did cover pretty much everything.
Oh my god, man! It's just this movie holds up. If you can get it on Blu-ray, because there's a special edition on Blu-ray, you get it.
Yeah, most definitely. And like I said, if we can talk about the importance of this movie, it's very important, man. Like I said, Keneen Ivory Waynes and Robert Townsend, their fucking stamp on black Hollywood is undeniable. And even in a movie like this, this is the reason why I like Keneen Ivory Waynes, because he knows how to make satire. He really does. He gets it. He understands it. And that comes from, I remember hearing him talking about his favorite things to his favorite, like his influence and all that. And you know, of course he said Richard Pryor and all the rest of it like everybody else does. But one interesting thing he said was Monty Python and Mel Brooks was the funniest shit he ever seen in his life. And Monty Python, of course, the Pythons always did this, not even such satire, but their comedic timing was just snap, 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 smart joke, snap, 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 snap. You know what I mean? Just really funny, well thought out jokes. Oh, yeah. So tell that's his style too. Even when you see a Living Color, you can tell that was his style. Oh, yeah. So
and also we'd also be remiss to say that the final scene with what's his face playing Jack Slade's theme music.
Yeah, we would definitely be remiss because I was just about to bring that up. So Jack's theme, and you kind of got to give yourself a oof when you whenever you say this name now was done by your boy freaking KRS-One.
Yeah, man, do you realize? I want people to understand this. So there was a little known game that burnt out called DJ Hero, and I remember that song was on there, mixed with Let's Dance, and I remember geeking out a little bit, like, oh shit, I remember Jack Spade, and then I had to kind of calm myself, because I was like, nobody knows about Jack Spade? Damn it. I feel like I'm the only one. I guess I'm old.
No, it ain't that you're old, man. I think it was just an odd song for them to choose.
Yeah, it was just like Jack Spade and Let's Dance, and I was like, that actually mixes well together. Holy shit. Who knew?
It mixes well. I mean, they could have went really out there and went with self-destruction.
True. That is true stuff. Side note, though, we were talking about the over gold scene. I forgot the fact that Jack actually oversold the "Oh God No" when Cheryl was like, "He started wearing gold chains, Jack." Oh God, no.
Yeah.
No. He did that.
Actually. You know what? You see that scene? You see the scene of him doing, oh God, no! He started wearing gold chains. Now you look at Black Dynamite. Orphans. I used to be an orphan. No, not the orphans.
Nah, you know what that remind me of? Actually, where he's like, oh no. Like, it's your brother, Black Dynamite. He's dead.
That will forever be the best scene ever. It's just her going, Black Dynamite, it's your Uncle Lily. Lily.
Chip is dead.
Oh my God, man.
That is what you call 1970s. Like, fuck it, cry on command.
Oh, time out. And also, when Sly Guy was doing that fucking bullshit, bitch better have my money poem, you hear that one dude in the background? That man's a Shakespeare.
Yeah, no, it was like, you heard someone scream, better than Shakespeare. The other dude was like, that man's a genius.
And I see why D hates it so much. Just hate people like that, because it's like that in real life.
Because like I said, this movie did because like I said, if you're going to take the piss out of something, you got to have love for it. And you can tell, like, a lot of the jokes they did was like, yeah, see, black people, that's you.
Now, you know one of my favorite lines, we talked about this offline, right? D pointed out a scene that was so me.
Which is?
What's the name was that? That was
Hobo with the eye patch.
Oh yeah.
When they first met him.
Oh yeah, that's the scene I was trying to think of. He was like, man, I was office administration.
He's like, shit, nigga, I was office administration too. I'm like, what? Like, for real? Like, yeah, like that. What? How'd you lose your eye? Fucking around with a damn stapler.
I thought he said paperclip.
Yeah, fucking around. They had a paperclip hit me in my eye.
It took out my damn eye. Like we was just throwing them at each other.
And then it was like I like how, and the one thing I always hated about the 70s is that everybody went to Vietnam, so everybody that didn't go to Vietnam is therefore a pussy. That's what made me laugh about it. That you had one of these dudes who are like the old school, yeah, badass. We went to war together, we killed people and all that, and then you find out that this nigga was an administrator.
Jack, and that's what makes it funny. He comes back and he has the usual typical green duffel bag and shit, like he just came back from war and shit. And he was like,
exactly. Exactly. Like I said, that's the crap that kills me, man. I always just hated that shit. Like we went to Vietnam. We don't have no, like, we're just so badass, and they just went on Keenan the whole time, and just to have one of their own join up, like, man, I was just like you. Come to find out, this nigga got his eye shot out. Come to find out, he got a paper clip to it. That is funny. That's funny, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. Is that it, guys? I think we
got it. Like, folks, definitely, if you can, buy it on Blu-ray. It's worth it. Trust and believe that. It's definitely worth it.
It is most definitely worth it, man. I cannot stress to nobody enough that if you've never seen it, please do. You're not going to be it's not a waste of time. Not at all. It's worth a look, and I guarantee you'll probably stop talk. You probably will not stop talking about it. I'm guaranteeing.
Look. As long that's probably why I loved when I first saw that trailer for Black Dynamite. I immediately was like, I know I'm gonna like this because it just echoes "I'm gonna get you, sucker" so much. It just works.
Yep. All right. Anyway, that's enough of that, y'all. This has been a beautiful Black History Month. I know we only had 3 episodes. Kiss my ass. We all good.
4 if you count, Jason's lyrics. So there's always that.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, next month is Anime Month.
Yeah.
Next month is Anime Month. And we're going back into anime. Just like to hype it up for you. We are going to be doing Sailor Moon next month. We're going to be doing Guyver. I know that Chris is happy about that because, it's Sentai. So, of course he wants a part of that.
It's guys in suits that fight people in other suits.
Finally we get to talk about porn. Not the porn you think about. I'm talking about blood porn. We're going to be talking about Berserk. Finally get into Berserk. And we get into a anime that we wanted to get to for a good minute, which is the Gundam 8th MS Team. And I feel as though that we talk a lot of shit about really, really wanting to do it. I have this feeling that we're going to be depressed and sad when we talk about it.
Nah, it's just going to be me and Primus geeking out over the goof. That's basically what it is.
The goof. Yeah, that Gundam. The goof.
Norris. Good old Norris.
Nah, the part I'm gonna be laughing about is when they get to the scene with that with the girl when she's like bathing in the waterfall or the lake like that. Here's me, all of you going to jail. She's like 13. I'm not joking.
Hey Shiro, how old are you again?
How old was she? She was like 15 or some shit, man.
Some shit like that. I'm like, yo, Shiro, you gotta be.
What's that?
21,
it was ridiculous.
22.
No number. Like, yeah. No, she wasn't. No,
I said Shiro. I said Shiro.
Oh yeah. This nigga over here like, damn, she fat as a motherfucker. She's like 12, nigga. What anime? What is wrong with you?
His head as an unknown character that's like Chris Hansen. Shiro, sit down here for a minute.
Oh man, Chris Hansen Shiro right there. Like he's like, whoa, well indeed. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Did you know it's Chris Hansen? So you were looking out on that lake. Did you say to yourself, yeah, I want some of that? Like, I don't think I said none of that, but I think your eyes did. Why are you here? Look, why are you here? We're fighting against a guy. What side were they on?
The Zeon Federation, basically.
It was the Zeon Federation.
She was Zeon and he Federation.
Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah. But anyway, whatever. Look, anyway, next month is Anime Month, and like I said, we make our return. We're going to finish off Sailor Moon because we have to, and it's going to be very therapeutic. Eris more than me because I want to place the blame on somebody else. But yeah, we really have to finish on Sailor Moon so we can start up the next anime series for us to go into, because I'm pretty sure people are going to make us do Yu Yu Hakusho. We're going to probably push it to the side.
I'll be honest with you, man. If we're doing Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm gonna be like that fat dude in that video dance to the theme song. I think just about
everybody is dancing that shit.
Oh my god!
You seen that meme of what was it? Someone took the dance routine from
the fat dude.
No. I'm talking about everybody took the dancing scene from the Party Rock joint. from LMFAO, and they
shit.
said this dance. And they said this dance goes for everything. They threw in the Neon Genesis joint. They threw in the Yu Yu Hakusho joint. They threw in. It was like a bunch of different songs and how it all works with it.
Man, that song makes me happy. But I don't say we'll find out when we head across that bridge. But anyway, I think that's it, guys. This has been a good Black History Month, as Dr. Martin Luther King said, and you can quote me and you can look it up. Fuck this shit.